One of the biggest trials going on right now. Mark Zuckerberg being sued for social media addiction. Mark Lanier, the lawyer that got the $4.4 billion verdict against Johnson & Johnson, is suing Instagram and YouTube for social media addiction. This is big money, big players. And so right now the jury is deliberating and what the allegations are, and this might be affecting your family, your child, even you. We can't get off our phones. We can't get off our computers. And it's because the allegations are we are programmed to be addicted to this with the little bing dings and notifications and positive feedback. But can it lead to mental health problems, body dysmorphia, depression? And that's what this lawsuit's about. Big money, big players. How big? TikTok and Snap. Scared enough, smart business, they settled. But right now that jury's deliberating, and we're going to tell you what this trial is all about, because this is a big one, folks. In this trial for internet addiction, Mark Lanier is just phenomenal when it comes to being a trial lawyer. And one of the things he does that's really important is he uses visuals. And in this case, he used building blocks. Why did he use building blocks? Because they bring us back to our childhood. So he used 3 building blocks, A, B, and C. He wanted to theme his case. So the A is for addicting, B is for the brain, and C is for children. And so that's what this case is about. It's as simple as A, B, C, because he wants the jury to understand the case, make it as simple as possible, and that carries throughout the entire trial. Now, if you go on the internet, I've gone on the internet and I read some comments on some forums, and a lot of people said, oh man, that's stupid, that's basic, that's degrading. But no, what it is powerful. And that is what Mark is known for and why he gets big verdicts. It's because you want to make the case easy to understand and something that the jury will carry through the entire trial. Psychologically, it's very important you understand things. That's why you speak at a 3rd grade level when you're speaking to a jury. And you want them to carry that theme throughout and go, this entire case is about it, addicting the brains of children so they never get off social media, so they stay on it, so that advertisers will pay Instagram and YouTube money to get their message across to these kids. And so that's what the trial's about. This is how our brains work. And that's how Mark tries a case. That's the way you're supposed to try a case, is that make it simple for the jury. And everything throughout that trial is going to come back to support the theme of addicting brains of children. Simple as ABC, folks. That's what this case is about. Instagram and YouTube are making the argument, especially in this case, that any mental health issue this child had was because of her home life, because of other issues, and she was having them before the internet ever came around. That, family being divorced, being bullied at school, that has nothing to do with Instagram, nothing to do with YouTube. And so her problems are not caused by social media, they're caused by life. And Instagram and YouTube can help her with that they have courses online you could watch and help this person. That's their position. They're going, we didn't cause the problems. Those are caused by life. Everybody goes through them. But what Mark Lanier's arguing in these cases is they've socially engineered it, kind of like chips at the restaurant where you just start eating them so that they can fill you up on those. But that is what the case is about, is that the internet is addicting. So when Mark Lanier asked Zuckerberg, and he says, is it beneficial if your business is addicting, like cigarettes? People are going to keep buying them because they're addicted. And Zuckerberg's answer was, I don't think that applies here. I don't understand the question. And it's like, you're building, engineering, designing so people keep continuously watching. How do you not understand the question? So the 3 options that Mark Lanier presented to Mr. Zuckerberg when it came to vulnerable people, there's 3 choices. You can help them, you can ignore them, or you can prey upon them and take advantage of them. And so he asked Mr. Zuckerberg, he said, what should we do? And he goes, oh, you should help vulnerable people. That's why I pledged to give away all my money at the end of my life. And in response, Mr. Lanier said, well, how much did you pledge to help people who are addicted to social media? And the answer was 0. Oh, I'm helping this cause, that cause, this cause. But when it came to people addicted to social media that really do need help, his answer was 0 and didn't understand the question. What are you talking about? And that goes a long way with the jury, because they're going to hear that, oh, I'm giving my way, I'm a great person, but you're taking advantage of people that are vulnerable and need help, and you're not doing anything for them. And that's what's leading back to your theme of ABC, addicting brains of children. Auto scroll, suggestions of other things to see, notifications, because they want you on that platform and they want to make money off you and they want to make money off your addiction. Meta's argument in this trial is that the problems that she was suffering, any mental health issues she had, were caused by family issues, because she would record her mother yelling and cursing at her. And the plaintiff, the child, testified that it was so she could use them later to show people what she went through. And also Meta is arguing that she's doing fine now. She's doing well in college. She's getting A's and B's. YouTube saying we didn't hear anything about her being addicted to us. One of the other arguments YouTube was using is that the child's own therapist said that she suggested, and the child did, use YouTube videos to help her fall asleep. And so they're saying we helped in this case, not hurt. And the other thing is that when asked on the stand, because the child has to take the stand, she said, well, I've kind of lost interest in YouTube and Instagram and the internet and social media. I don't use it as much anymore. And so those are some powerful defenses that they have in this case. So on this trial, the reason I know a lot about it is because I went to a lot of Lanier's seminars. And so I investigated it a bunch of time, going on the internet, looking at the articles, finding out what's going on. I know what Mark's doing in the trial because I've been to his seminar, and that's why I'm giving a little insight here to the ABC and why you do that. I go to it every year. It's going to be my 8th or 9th year going this year. It's fantastic, and you learn a tremendous amount to be a trial attorney. But that's what makes this case so interesting, because I have the background and I know what's going on and why things are being done in this case, why the questions are being answered, and what the push and pull here is and everything. So can't wait to see what this verdict is. So this trial, what do I think is going to happen? I think that Lanier is going to win. I think that the Meta and YouTube are going to be found liable for addiction. And I think the damages are going to be substantial in this case. Now the question is, if they do win, if they do get a big verdict, how is that going to affect the other cases? It gets very interesting on that, because I do not think that Meta's going to settle. I do not think YouTube's going to settle. I think they're going to keep fighting these down the road. The other thing they do, and this is really interesting, is in trials, it's very hard to win a trial twice in a row. So in criminal defense, if there's a mistrial or a hung jury and you come back, more cases come back with convictions the second trial than the first one, because the other side knows what you're going to do. It's easier to play, to figure it out and play, in this case, defense. So Meta and YouTube are going to use this trial to do motions in limine to keep out arguments and evidence used in this case, so that in subsequent cases they cannot be used. So it's going to be tougher to keep winning these. But if you keep winning them, eventually they will settle, because it's going to be too expensive for YouTube and Meta to continue to litigate these cases, and then they'll settle with all the other plaintiffs. Thanks for watching. Please leave a like and comment on what trial you want us to cover, and we'll see you next time.